Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Two Geek Marketing Hotline. My name is Crystal Pope, and I am the founder and content strategist of Two Geek Marketing. I am so happy to have you all here today on my newest series, the Two Geek Marketing Hotline, your safe space to ask all of your questions around social media, marketing, and all the tech that makes it happen. So yesterday I went live using Instagram. Using LinkedIn audio as well as Instagram, just to give you all more of like answers to things that can be answered verbally, right? So we had questions around strategy, such as the best way to build a community. On social media using platforms such as Facebook groups, Telegram, Instagram channels, things of that nature. People also ask me things around like when should I repost videos, just those kind of strategic questions. I'm answering those over on LinkedIn and Instagram. But today I wanted to provide some insight as far as like tech questions. So I gathered some tech questions from different clients and things of that nature that they've either asked recently or in the past. And I've compiled a few of them here so that way you can see on the tech side how visually how some of the questions that get asked. So if you do have additional questions, I'm going to be doing more of these videos. So if you do have additional questions around tech, and you'll get some examples as I'm going through, please go ahead and leave it in the comments, and maybe your question will be answered in the next video. So I have a few things I want to go over. The first thing that I want to go over is three Instagram settings that I think it is super important to have and to make sure you have enabled, right? So let's get started. Welcome to the hotline, y'all. So the first setting I want to talk about is your upload, aka content quality. So let's pull up this video. So I'm on my page here, and I'm going to head to settings and privacy, and I'm going to scroll on down over to data usage and media quality. So you know how sometimes you see people and you're like, man, that video is so crisp, so clean. There's a couple of reasons why that could be, right. First of all, they're probably using either a really good DSLR, or they really know how to optimize the settings on their phone, because you can actually get some really great footage on your phone. You know how to use it right. But either way, if you have that really great footage, you want to make sure that that footage quality holds, right? So that way, because what platforms like Instagram will do is they will condense it. They will make it just, again, not the same quality as you uploaded it, unless you have this setting here selected. So that's how you get to that, and that is how you're going to upload at the highest quality, so that way you won't get something that Instagram is going to condense and maybe not look as good as how when you uploaded it. So that is the first setting that I think is really useful, that you need to have set. The next setting I want to talk about, I'm gonna give a little background first. So here's a little practice live that I'm gonna do, right? So if you go live, and hopefully you are going live, but if you haven't been going live recently, you might not have noticed that when you after you go live, you may want to save it, right? Maybe you don't want to use it for later. So this is me testing out the live. So maybe you don't want to use the live right away. You want to save it for later. However, as you can see here, these are the options that show up currently as of May 2023 when you in your video. So you can add clip to your story, or you can go ahead and post it. But if you don't want to post it, right? So when you go, you can like view insights. You can go. Right now, I had it in a practice mode, so it was saying that, hey, I can go live in like regular real mode. But when you click that X, right, it's going to automatically ask you if you want to discard this live video. And you're probably like, what? I don't want to discard it. I want to save it. But don't panic, right? Like, go ahead and hit discard after you make sure you have this setting that I'm about to show you set. So, because as you can see here, it's saying that it will be saved. It says it won't be saved unless you previously choose to archive all your live videos. And this is how you do that. So let's go to that part. So again, we're on our home page, on our home screen. We're going to go, basically I've been clicking those three lines right there that gets you to all the settings and things. And then we're going to go to archive. I already have it. It's already on live archive, but if it's not on live, sometimes it defaults to story archives. So then you would just click where it says live archive and select it if it says stories or if it says post archives instead. So once you're there, you're going to click on those three dots, and then that's going to pull up this options, and then you're going to select settings. And then easy peasy, you're going to just make sure that save story to archive is selected blue. This will save this into your archives for only for 30 days. So make sure you download your lives, especially if you even have the inkling that you're going to use it later. Just in general, it's so great to have that footage because you never know when you might use it again. I love repurposing. I love helping my clients multiply their content, and this plays a big part of it, having those past footage. So even if you don't, post it right away or post it at all, you still have that footage. You can still use it for other things. So that is how you save. That is how you're going to automatically save your videos afterwards, even when you go live. And then that goes back to what I was talking about the video before. That way, when you go to that way, when you go at the end here, let me speed it up, and you go to discard it, you don't have to worry. It's going to be saved. And yeah, you can always, handle that later. So the last thing, so we went over one, your upload/content quality, two, making sure that your lives are automatically saved. And then the third setting that I think is really good to have, but sometimes people may not take notice of it, is making sure that you have it that you manually approve your tags. So let's go on over to the tag section. And this is basically where you can adjust the settings of who, but pretty much anyone can tag you to a post, and then it's going to show up here. So if you don't have the right settings on, it's going to automatically show up on your page. So that may not necessarily be a bad thing, but sometimes scammers or sometimes people, just random people, right, may tag you in something that doesn't align with your brand. And so you do not want that showing up automatically on your page, right? You probably want to just remove that tag in general, but you definitely don't want to have that showing up on your page. So again, this is what that tag section look like. These are things that I have already approved. And now I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and change those settings. So again, we're going to hit that sandwich bar that was in the top right, and then we're going to scroll on down to tags and mentions. And so this is where you can really customize this. There are some other things that you can do where you can just say you don't want to allow tags, you only allow tags from people you follow, all that good stuff. I like to have it where I allow tags from everyone, but I have it set for manually approved tags, so that way I can manually go and see who is going to actually show up on my page. And this is also where you can do the things for the mentions as well. So if you don't want people even like being able to mention you, you can have those settings here. But again, we're going to go over tags. So if I go to the manually approved tags, I already have it on, but basically you just do that toggle there. And as you can see, these are all the tag posts that I have. And then if I select on it, you will be able to see tag options. And that's where you will go when you get a new tag, and you can say, hey, remove me from this post. You can have it hide from your profile. This is already on my profile, so that's why it gives me the option to hide it from my profile, but I can still have the tag on there, but it just wouldn't be on my profile. And then I'm going to show you an example real quick of, if it is already. So this is my pending tags. So I need to go through some of these, but here's one I haven't already approved yet. And so if I go to it and if I hit those three dots, I will again see my options. So I can go to tag options. And then here, have from my profile. Oh, sorry. That's not the right one. Technology. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I wasn't on the right video. So this one I haven't added to my profile yet. So I can put show on my profile, and then it's going to show up in that tag area. So yeah, those are three settings I think are super, super important for you to have, make sure that you have managed. Again, that is that upload quality. So that way, when you have those awesome videos, whether that's from your DSLR or even from your phone, it's going to actually appear as the quality you uploaded it. And then you want to make sure that you're automatically saving your lives. You want to make sure you're going live. And then that way, once you get done with your lives, you can either save it for later or, to use in other ways or post it. Maybe you just don't want to add the caption, everything at that time. So that'll allow you to do that. And then last but not least, automatically, not automatically, manually approving your tags. So that way, you don't just have anything on your page, and you can be very specific about, who's highlighted there, especially since those tags are going to be coming from other accounts, right? So yeah, so those are the three settings. Um, the next thing I want to talk about, I got a question in. It is about going live. I'm going to talk about a couple of things, but going live from, for example, TikTok and Instagram. And this is a unique situation, right? Because for the most part, you can only go live on Instagram using your phone, and then TikTok, a lot of people will use your phone. However, some people don't realize you can go live on Instagram from your computer, which means that you can use a streaming service like I'm doing right now. I'm using Ecamm at the moment, right? And so you can do that. So then that allows you to multi-stream. Like right now, I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook all at the same time. One video, one and done. I love it. So if you want to do that with Instagram, you can. However, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So okay, here we go. So let me go ahead and share. I got my screen sharing. This is from Restream, which is also a really good streaming platform as well, especially if you don't have a Mac. Ecamm is only for iOS, only for Macs, but Restream. Sometimes people will connect Ecamm and Restream, and also Restream can be used alone, and it is for everything is for whether you have a PC or a Mac. So that's really awesome. So I really like this graphic that they have. Unfortunately, I do not yet have access to stream from my computer, but as soon as I do, you all know, because I'm be too geeked. I'm so excited. I can't wait till I can go ahead and test that out. But basically, you have to go on Instagram from a laptop, a desktop. You will go just like this GIF is showing to live video. Right now, if you don't have it, it will only say post. You won't even be an option. It'll just be like post. So you'll have that live video option, and then from there, you can go into the details. I'm going to actually link, especially on YouTube, and I'll probably try to add it I can add it as a comment on the other videos of the actual documentation, because then it goes into more detail of Instagram does. They have a blog post about, how you can actually do the connections and things once you get this option. So this is still rolling out. So if you don't have it yet, don't worry. It's still something that is rolling out for people. So you might be getting it soon. So yeah, so with that, that is one way that, again, that you can stream. So something that I like to do. So for example, yesterday I did the LinkedIn audio, and then I was live on Instagram live as well. I have something called Olivia, but you can use a phone stand, something of that nature. Here, my light's gonna go out a little bit, but I want you to see Olivia here. I have a video about this tool as well. But basically, I will use that to put my camera, so that way I'm using both my laptop and my phone. And you can use that as well with like just a traditional phone stand and that nature. I like Olivia because it's elevated, and so that way I can literally have it like right above my laptop screen. So if I am multi-streaming in that way, it looks like I'm still looking at you all, right? So it doesn't look awkward where I have to go to the side and go back and forth. I have it both in front of me. I have it a little bit above my laptop webcam, so that way when I'm going live on my computer through a streaming service like this, and I want to go live on Instagram at the same time, it makes it look very clean. So that is a way that you could go live on Instagram and TikTok at the same time. Also, if you do have access to, again, to be able to live stream from Instagram using your desktop PC, you can also actually go live on TikTok with your computer as well. So you can live stream on there using third-party platforms. So if you have both, then you can just do one and done. If not, you can do a mixture of one on your phone, one on your laptop. So that's what I would recommend if you are trying to go live on TikTok and Instagram at the same time. Another thing that I want to talk about, I was talking about this yesterday, um, about being able to turn horizontal videos and making them more optimized for reels, right? So we know for the most part, every video that you put up, it will become a reel, right? Unless hack, I talked about this yesterday, but hack, if you have, like, for example, a horizontal video and you're like, I don't want all the the blank space, I don't want the black at the top and the bottom, there's a couple things you can do. First thing you could do is make it into a carousel. This can or cannot be more difficult depending on what your goals are. But basically, by making it into a carousel, you will also need to have at least one or more photos, videos, whatever, but they need to be the same dimension. So if you have a horizontal video, you need to have a horizontal graphic or a horizontal photo, because if not, it's going to stretch. I'm really sorry. I thought I had the clip of what it looks like stretch, but it's not good. So if you put that horizontal video and then you're like, cool, I'm gonna make it into a carousel so it doesn't turn into a reel, then if you have like a square photo, it's gonna stretch out. It's not gonna look good because it has to be all the same dimension. So I would recommend using, like I said, a graphic. If you do want to use photos, get up a template in like Canva or something and then add photos, so again it's in that horizontal dimension so it can look clean, or use another video, your choice. Just make sure that they are the same dimension, whether that's a photo or a video, and then you're good to go. They can just swipe, and then you can have your video. You can have it looking how you want it to, just showing horizontally, no blank space, top or bottom. Now, if you don't want to go that route, if you don't want to turn your video into a carousel and you're like, okay, I don't mind making it a reel, but I want it to look cleaner, there are several ways to do this. I'm going to go over a few that I've done, and then you can, come up with more creative ideas of how to do it on your own. But let me show you a few that I've done in the past. So, this is the first video. So this is basically tripling the video. So I did this with using a tool called CapCut. I added the video and then I basically added it two more times so that way it would just overlap each other. So that way it would. Awesome. So I'm not going to play the whole video, but I wanted to show you how you can do this layered effect with your horizontal videos so it looks really clean and really nice on as an Instagram reel. And then what I did was basically zoom in to the video so that way it can finish off as a typical reel. This, depending on can be difficult, like having this part, depending on what kind of video you have. This one was really good because it's one person, they're talking. I can make them like center stage. But if you have a lot of things going on, sometimes you really need that video to be horizontal, which again is why these options can be very good. So that way you can see the full dimensions of the video and you don't have to cut anything out. But in this situation, it worked out. But I still like playing around with that template, that style of having the three videos on top. Now, here is another example. Alrighty. So with this example, instead of doing three, it's kind of similar where there are three panels, but I just used the video twice. And then what I did is I used that extra space in the middle to add the captions, because you really want to make sure you're adding captions and subtitles, not only for accessibility reasons, which should be up there for your list of reasons to add subtitles, but also because there's so many people who are listening to your video without sound, and you don't want them to have to stop listening to what you're saying just because they don't have, their sound on. Maybe, their baby or maybe is sleeping. Maybe they are in a public place and they don't have their headphones. Whatever their reason might be, if you can make it as accessible as possible, if you're doing a lot of talking in your videos, add captions, add subtitles. There are so many tools, free tools at that will allow you to do so. If you're looking for some, check out my YouTube, check out my past videos on Instagram. I have several videos on this topic. But yeah, so again, this is another example. So you can do two. And then I wanted to show another example by duplicating the video. Awesome. So with this particular example, actually, I'm going to like started so you can kind of see a little bit better. But I like this example because again, it shows you like ways you can play around with it. So the other ones, I basically had the video exact. This one I did, I played around with it a little bit. I like flipped the video around so that way it had a little bit more dimension, all that good stuff. So a little mirror effect. But essentially it's the same thing. We got the two videos, the two horizontal videos, top and bottom. And then in the middle, we have all the space we need for our captions, our subtitles. And then, so I want to show one more style. Um, and so this style is great for, again, you just want to have the video be focused. So if you don't want to have have basically the video repeating, another thing that you do is basically create a template around that video, right? So let me show this example and then I'll go into it a little deeper. Awesome. So these are really great rest affirmations by I Manifest. I highly recommend you check it out. But with that being said, what I like about this is basically you can create. So basically, what I did was create a template. So like the background, I had this like basically title for the top, and then on the bottom, it leaves room for, again, those captions and subtitles, and it makes it really clean to be able to view everything, right? You have the horizontal video in the middle, and then you have this. And then the thing about this is, you can use this template for multiple videos. So let's say maybe you have a series or something of that nature. You can set it up where it's like, cool, you have the title, and then you can, again, have that space at the bottom where you put the captions, and then you can just kind of reuse and repeat that. Again, I use a tool called CapCut to make this happen. Basically, I created the background in Canva, and then I added the words and things, and then added the video. So that is another style. I'm not going to go too deep into how to like do it, at least not in this episode, but I just wanted to give you all some examples of how this can be implemented. And so here is another example. So here's a funny video I did, and again, I basically created a template. I added the logo, I added a title, a header, and then I have the subtitles and text underneath. So again, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of different things you can do. As a recap, you can have three, so you can have it repeating just in the three panes. You can have it double using that middle pane for subtitles. You can even play around and flip around the videos if that works for your instance, and do that. And then again, you can create a template where the horizontal video itself is the main attraction. So that is yeah, that's everything for the hotline today, guys. It was really awesome being here with you again. I'm going to be doing more of these, so if you have any questions, if you have any like technical questions of like how do I create this video, I had someone, they were asking me, I'm gonna do a video on it next time. They were having trouble connecting their Instagram to their Facebook. So things of that nature. So if you have questions like that, if you have questions on how to use certain features and functions for social media platforms, let me know in the comments, and I may be doing my video about that next. So it was so good having you all. Thank you for joining the hotline. Until next time, have a fabulous day.